Ayla, let me put her on. Okay. Okay. So Ayla, let me see. Okay. So I'm going to have Ayla share her story. But yeah, so Ayla, I crossed paths with at a time when she needed help. And so I shared this program with her. And I guess I'll let her share her story and her experience.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Here, by the way, Ayla.
Jumping in midway, didn't get to say hi to everyone, but I see names. It's Liv and Joyce.
Yes.
Awesome. Charmaine, when did we start the program? Was it in December or November?
Yeah, because that's when Enlighten opened.
Okay, so we're in March.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, this is an awesome story. She intersected at a time in my life where I was like literally felt like I was losing my mind. I was like super depressed, but I'd already been doing a lot of great work and like built a community, and I was already seeing clients and, you know, had a semblance of what I wanted to do in the world. And like she had mentioned earlier, do astrology readings and a few other things, several other things. But I was really lost in terms of what I needed to focus in on and how to get there. And because of that, it caused a lot of frustration and anxiety and depression and all of those things, like just emotionally not feeling stable, because I wasn't really clear where my energy wanted to go. So Charmaine listened to all of my stuff over time, and there's more details in it, but then she was working in this Lighthouse program, and she had approached me and asked if she could use me as a guinea pig. And I was like, yeah, of course. I mean, at this point, I'll take whatever I can get. And so long story short, and I'm going to try to shorten it, I had set the intention to create, what was it, abundance, energetic abundance, doing what I love. Mm-hmm. And the first time we said it, it said that I would be able to make what I wanted to make per month in like, 3 years or something like that?
Yeah, 3 months. Well, initially you wanted 1 month because you had an urgency. So initially you said 1 month.
Yeah. But anyway, we had set it to 3 months, and the end of the story is I made it. I got what I wanted plus more. But it was really powerful because we would check in, I think it was like every week or every 10 days. And we would see percentage wise if my energy was leaning towards, like the actions that I was taking, was it leaning towards my intention and my goal? And so having the tangible percentage and numbers in front of me helped a lot, like just that alone, because I know that I needed to do what I needed to do, but having these results measured over time it's sort of like, you know, when you work out and you go to the gym and you're like checking your weight, it's kind of like that. So having that was really helpful along the way. I was able to track my progress. And then it got really strange because I created the intention for abundance, but it was a specific number that I wanted financially, like per month. But abundance was like, the feeling of abundance was already flowing in, even though I didn't have like the numbers reflected right away. Like my bank account wasn't increasing as in the way that I had suspected in the beginning. However, I was feeling abundant, and in that abundance, a lot of opportunities started flowing in, clients started flowing in. I was in the middle of moving and needed to get a new car, and all of that stuff just started flowing in, literally. And it happened really fast. And I wasn't really doing, I realized I wasn't stressed as much because I knew energetically I was focused on that intention. And there were also things that I needed to do. And with the Lighthouse program, with the navigation and being able to check with the numbers, that reminded me and helped me stay on track. So the first shift that I felt in the beginning was, whoa, I feel abundant. It was literally like an emotional, mental, physical shift that had happened. And then I realized like there were all these other weird things that were going on with me. Like when I was eating food, I didn't like feel like I was eating food, or like there was all these like kind of interesting little things going on that I don't know why I'm sharing it with you, but I think maybe it's simply because to share like that there's something that happens when you actually lock into the shift and then you start letting your intuition guide you. Everything in your external environment and even in your internal environment begins to come together and or go away so that you stay on that path. And that's what was going on for me. It just started to shift and shift and shift and shift. And again, like I was saying, I was in the middle of a move and I needed to get a car and I needed to increase my funds, and all of that stuff happened. Like you're seeing my place. I just moved this past week, last weekend. And I had gotten a car, and I was in a position where that wasn't like really possible. And that happened in 3 months. And then the last couple of weeks, like last 3 weeks or so, I hadn't been like advertising my services as much. But I was just getting a ton of clients from word of mouth. A person flew in from Chicago. One person drove from Florida. There's another woman that's flying in from Washington. It was really strange. I wasn't really like I said, I wasn't marketing anything out, but everything was coming in because of that intention of I'm abundant, like this, I'm in energetic abundance. And through the Lighthouse program, it really, like I said, the tracking helped. Being able to talk with Charmaine helped. Like she would literally, she wasn't telling me what to do, but she would like give me the evidence of what I was basically. I would tell her like, this is what I wanted to create. If I made a shift, let's say if I decided to apply at a different company, for example, she would check that and see if it was in alignment with my goal. And if it wasn't, or if it was, it would help me at least relax into the decision making of what I needed to do. And it helped organize my steps. And it also, again, just kept me motivated to continue like moving forward in what I was creating for myself. I don't know if that all landed at all, because I was kind of going all over the place. But yeah, I don't want to sound like a commercial or anything like that, but it works.
One thing I wanted to emphasize too, like in the beginning of the process, like you mentioned, there was an urgency and you wanted 1 month. So I wanted to mention that part of the goal making process of the Lighthouse program is even though it's intuitive, it's based in reality. So if I said I want $1 million tomorrow, that is not, like as much as I want to give that to you, I check for reality.
Yeah.
So like with Ayla, again,
yes.
She wanted 1 month, but I checked. I said, is it possible in 1 month? And my reading said, no, it's possible. The earliest, if everything was perfect, 2.5 months, but most likely it would manifest in 3 months. Yeah. So that's part of the process too, is making your goals realistic. And we'll even check, like, is it even possible? I mean, if you can imagine it, yes, it's possible, but is it likely to happen? So that's why I was talking about the divine timing. Yeah. That is the measurement of divine timing. Like, she wanted 1 month, but if we said, oh, Ayla, it's in divine timing, she don't know when divine timing.
Right. Yeah. And that was super helpful. So one example I can give is, like, I have 3 daughters. And at the time, my partner was watching the little screen, it shows like your contraction, like rising and falling. And I'm just in the pain of it. I couldn't, I'm just like, oh my gosh, these contractions are just super intense. But he would tell me, okay, you're peaking, and now you're dropping off. So it helped me ride the pain. It helped me ride the contractions, trusting that I'm going to get to this end point. And that's sort of what this was for me. It was like, okay, we're getting closer to it. This is where you are on the percentage level. This is, it just really helped me stay focused on like what it is that I was attaining for, rather than just like, okay, I'm gonna throw my hands up, I don't really know. It's a really good guidance system. And then it actually really built my intuition.
Yeah. So that's the piece I didn't get to
that was the other thing.
Yeah. So at the end of the program, if, for example, your goal is like 9 months away and we only have 8 weeks, I don't just leave you hanging like, bye. I teach you how to check your own your own
Yeah.
progress. So I teach you what I do. And then even with that,
Yes.
this is just a tool. This is not the end all be all answer to everything, because as Ayla was mentioning, this tool is meant to connect you with your intuition, because eventually if you keep using it,
Yeah.
you can feel, like if I tell you this choice is aligned, then you'd make that choice and you feel what alignment feels like. So then if you keep doing that and you keep making the choices that are aligned to you, then you have a good sense of how that feels in your body. You have a good sense of when you make a decision that's not aligned. You know, you can be cognizant
Yeah.
and tap into your feeling. It's a tool to help you tap into
Yeah.
your intuition so that you can navigate later without any tools. So I just wanted to.
Exactly. Can
Mhm.
I share something about that? I love that part because uh, one, like being able just to make choices for myself, it I guess anyone can relate. Sometimes it's really hard. You don't know, because you have so many different things to consider. But this super strengthened it so much that it's transferred over into my work. So again, Charmaine had mentioned that I do astrology, but I also do tarot readings, and I also do psychic intuitive readings. And when you work in that realm, it's like I would use tools with the cards and things like that, or with the astrology or with the numerology. But I'm at this point in my work with my clients, and this is when they started flooding in really fast, where my intuition's so heightened that I just sit in front of the client and we drop into a meditation, and I'm able to read them without the use of anything anymore. Like I can just do these psychic readings, and I feel like this doing the navigation or the Lighthouse program really made space for me to access that, because now I know what it feels like to listen to my intuition. And so I wanted to share, I don't know if any of you are in that type of work or whatever, but the point is that you're going to be able to feel what's true for you and then make your choices in alignment with that.
Mhm.
Do you guys get that? Because my thing just went off.
Yeah, I got it. But yeah, basically this system too, with all these numbers, is like a confirmation of your intuition. It's like proof. Like if you make a choice, you can see the number of the result. And when you see the number of the result, you can match it back to your feeling and be like, okay, this was the right choice. This is how it felt. And now I see proof in a number. And you can feel what that number feels like. Okay, that's how much I shifted. This is how much lighter I felt. So it's a validation tool as well as a guidance tool, as well as a manifesting tool. And so it's a lot of, that's why I had such a hard time describing it, is because it does so many things, and I don't even know how to explain it. So I'm glad Ayla was able to add her piece. And I love that description that you had of the contractions, that graph. It's like a graph,
Yeah.
you can track your progress over time and see where you're at, what's coming up. And again, it's a tool to know so you can let go and you can just lean into the process.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Ayla, for
You're
sharing
welcome.
that. And